you feel like was the difference in that quarter?
Well, they for sure played with more urgency and grit than we did tonight. I told the guys that we played hard, but they played much harder. That's just a fact. And then the third quarter, for whatever reason, we haven't been able to be productive in that quarter, whether it's missing shots or not getting stops. But it's been a trend in this series, and so it's something that we have addressed. Now we just got to go out and be better.
You guys have been in this situation being 2-2 in the series last year with the Lakers. With the way the Pelicans are playing right now, how much of it's like, got to figure this out now and not?
Well, I think the label on the series is, whoever gets the 50-50 balls, gets to the spot first, doesn't give up the effort plays, is typically coming out the winner. But I'm going to say this, 42 to 15 in free throws. You can slice it any way you want to. In a playoff game that physical, that's amazing, okay? And coaches shouldn't have to come up to the microphone and feel like they're going to get their heads cut off for speaking the truth. It was 17-2 in the first half, and then they end up with 42. That's hard to do in a game like that. And it's not like we don't attack the basket. That's really hard to do. And so, look, they outplayed us. They deserve to win. But that's a free throw disparity that you have to look at. And then when I got the technical, I've looked at a number of angles on that call. Jay hit the ball. It hit Ingram's leg. And then Jay's hand hit his thigh after he hit the ball, and the ball was gone. And so I'm like, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? But that's a huge disparity in a game like this. That's hard to swallow.
Only the last thing I had, Coach, was I know maybe with Devin, I know he's trying to do everything he can to get back. Do you even have that thought in your head?
We can't worry about that. The guys who are on the floor, we just did it the other day. We played harder. We didn't shoot the three ball well, and we won the game. Okay, we didn't give up. Now, we have to be smarter as it relates to fouling and knowing the bonus. But that's a huge disparity. We can't worry about whether or not Book comes back. Obviously, we need Book back. But that's not why we lost the game. They played much harder than we did tonight.
Coach, what did you see with Jonas Valanciunas? You guys have done?
He was effective tonight. He forced his will. He got to his left shoulder a number of times tonight. We fouled him. Like it was as if we didn't know he was going to go to that left shoulder the way he's done his whole career. The 1-3 he hit, didn't challenge it. That's on us. That's on me as a coach, not having our guys ready to play against a guy who only got 5 or 6 attempts in Game 3. You knew he was going to come back out and play with a lot more force.
With another game with the three-point shooting, is that just the same mindset after Game 3 of just keep letting it fly?
You have to. I mean, we're getting open looks. I mean, how many open looks did we get from the top? We're getting a lot of them. We just got to – it's going to drop because we put the work in. We just haven't been able to see it go down enough.
Monty, just with the points in the paint, you guys had a ton in the first half, not as many in the second half. Was there any contributing factor that you saw there?
I just didn't think we attacked enough. In the first half, I thought we were getting there a lot more. And we got to do a better job of handling their pressure. Getting the ball down the floor with enough time to run our offense. I just didn't think we attacked the way that we did in the first half.
What did you think of the way you guys defended Ingram tonight?
He's a guy that just makes tough shots. I mean, he had 23 shots to get 30 points. The problem is he's getting a number of free throws. That's the one that hurts you. If he's going to hit twos on you, I haven't seen anybody stop him. We just have to have more awareness of the foul situation.
I know they changed their coverage on the way they were guarding Chris in fourth and their personnel. But he didn't seem like I don't think he made a basket after the first quarter. Is it, the standard is very high, I understand.
Sure.
But, was that him or was that just maybe leaning on him?
Maybe me leaning on him too much. That's probably, we've done it all year long, and sometimes it can catch up with you in a game. But they put pressure on them full court, and we didn't get other ball handlers involved enough to initiate offense. So it's something that, has happened to us before, and he's come through so many times for us, but it's probably me leaning on him way too much.
And you mentioned the full court pressure. That's obviously why Alvarado is in the game. Seemed like you guys got a little unnerved by him. Even Alfred, when he came in, got unnerved.
Yeah, I think that's why he's in the game. He does a good job of it. I don't even want to complain about that part. He does his job well. That's what he's been doing all year. We can handle that. We just didn't do well tonight.
Anything else from Coach? Thanks, sir.
It's feeling tight, so what was the move in the locker room?
What do you mean it's feeling tight?
With the way the Pelicans are playing right now.
How
they
they-
have momentum right now.
I mean, just 2 hours ago, you could say we had the momentum 3 hours ago. So that's part of the playoffs, part of the deal. The mood is we still got going home, got a game in a couple of days that we gotta be prepared for. We gotta be ready for. But like you said, we're a team that's been in these situations. We gotta pull together and get it done. Simply put, get it done.
What do you feel like that the third quarter is continuing trend of them winning that quarter? What's happening in that quarter you feel is leading to that?
They're just coming out and making more plays than us, I felt like in the third quarter we got some good looks, we got some good opportunities, didn't get them to fall, and they capitalized on theirs. And sometimes in basketball, that's just what happens. But what we got to do is we got to focus in extra on making sure that doesn't happen.
The coach has talked about the free throws. It was like the discrepancy is just something that he can't even ignore. When you see that number, 42 and 15, what goes through
I don't even want to talk about it.
Cam, with the three-point shots we talked about, just letting it fly, does that continue to be the mentality when I know it can be demoralizing when guys are getting open looks and not.
No, it's not demoralizing. Keep saying this over and over again, but it's part of basketball. It's part of the game. Not everything goes your way every time. If it did, then there would be no need to play the game, And each team wants things to go their way. And sometimes one team falters a little bit. Sometimes another team rises a little bit. But you got to stay steady. You got to stay in the middle. Can't get too high with your highs. Can't get too low with your lows. And keep fighting. Everybody who's got to this point has been through adversity in their career. Nobody has been just winning with nothing stopping them, It's part of sports. It's part of life. The fact that you have to fight through things like this. For us, I have the utmost confidence in our group. So in terms of there being momentum shift or things feeling shaken, they gotta come back to Phoenix. And we're going back to Phoenix. And we know how big it is to play in our city. We know how important it is to us. And this playoff run, man, there's a lot of stuff that's behind it. And a lot of fighting through the regular seasons through the past couple since I've been here. And you can say, of course, if you play a game on another team's home court and they win, it feels like momentum. But you have to block out all that noise and just be prepared for the next game. And shots didn't fall, didn't get to the line as much as we wanted. And they had some swings and momentum in this game, but all that stuff you gotta push to the side, and every play that's coming up in this next game hasn't happened yet, and we'll have a choice in how that goes.
How useful and how much can you draw on last year's playoff run and that type of adversity that you guys went through?
A ton. Now that's part of playoff experience, but then again, it's also you have to recognize that this year has nothing to do with last year. Different team, different players, different environments, and you just got to be prepared. And sometimes you take them on the chin. Sometimes the balls don't bounce your way, but you got to get back up and keep fighting. And that's what this group has done all season. That's what this group has done in the 3 years I've been here. Not everything's been sweet, every game, every quarter, but we got to buck trends. We got to keep them off the offensive glass. We got to keep them off the free throw line and make things harder on them and elevate our physicality, as much as they'll let us, and find a way. And that's all it is to it.
Cam, what was the one area of the game where you thought it got away from you guys the most?
I think late in that third quarter, they got to the line a bunch, as you guys know, and just started to grab some separation. And then we chipped back into the fourth, but just couldn't come up with enough plays. I mean, I know I missed a wide open look, and that we just got to move on from this one and take our lessons and be better next game.
You guys have been a really stable group all year through so much. What is it about this Pelicans team that kind of has you guys not able to find that in the moments that you want to?
The way they attack you is you got to find the physicality, the borderline physicality, how you can guard, Ingram and McCollum and then keeping them off the boards because they're hitting every time. They're crashing for the offensive board and they're hitting us, throwing us out the way. And so we got to match that physicality and figure out the ways in which that physicality can turn our way. But that's the problems they present. And defensively they've also made it hard on us to by the numbers hit our shots. But that's also on us, and we can be a lot better, and we will be a lot better.
Thanks, Cam.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Cam.
Let me look at the sheet. I mean, just from playing, they were the aggressor tonight. You know what I mean? They came out. They made all the big plays. They probably out-rebounded us again. Yep, 48-39. You know what I mean? They just give them a lot of credit. They play well.
Obviously, you don't like the hunch shots, but so it just seemed like you weren't as aggressive as everything could with the outside.
Yeah, that's on me. I'll be better game 5. Gotta be. You know what I mean? We'll look at the film, figure it out, be better next game.
And the physicality, that was like a key word Willie said from the jump that they had to win that battle. Just maybe you can just speak to how physical it's getting because guys are getting knocked down, guys are. We've heard Jones, I can go on and on.
It's like the old NBA, ain't it? I asked one of the refs one time, I said, we playing the old NBA or the new NBA? I was fortunate enough to play in both of them, you know what I mean? So we just got to figure out which one it's going to be, you know what I mean? And regardless, whatever it is, we got to be able to adjust early in the game and figure it out, play better.
When I mentioned the free throw discrepancy, was there anything that you were seeing with that aspect of the game?
What was it?
22, 15 attempts, yeah.
Oh.
32 something makes.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but we got to be better.
With the three-point shooting, is that, again, the situation you just keep letting them fly and hopefully they'll start to go down? I think it's 5 or 7 points.
Yeah, usually, they say the averages even out at some point. We got to keep taking them. We getting great looks, and we'll see what happens.
Chris, you guys have been a group all year that's been able to stabilize really at any moment, but what is it about this Pelicans group that doesn't allow you guys to do that at times?
Allow us to do what?
To stabilize in moments when you want to find that stability, putting a lead down, getting a lead back.
Excuse me. They've been doing a good job, but anytime we make a run, they get to the free throw line. They find a way, you know what I mean? So, excuse me, we gotta do better to figure out how to not let them get in the bonus so early and keep them off the free throw line. Free throw.
What do you think's happening in the fourth quarter? Third quarter, they've outscored you in all 4 games, I think, by an average of 11.
Yeah, it's crazy. We talk about it going into the game, us as a team and all that we got to be better in the third quarter. So, I don't know. I remember the home game, they got in the bonus real quick in the third quarter. And I think a lot of coaches and teams, they always try to say that, they made more free throws than we attempted. You know what I mean? So that's probably a plus for them.
Guess you could probably make a documentary, just a little mini doc on you and Alvarado. What do you make of him?
He's a good kid, man. He plays hard. Yeah, he plays hard. He found a way to, get here in the league, and he plays hard. He's a really good energy guy. You know what I mean? So.
Deandre? Thanks, Chris. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Chris.
Appreciate it.
I'm sorry. When you look at that box
rebounds. He was fouling. Those two things really. I think that third quarter, going into the third quarter, we was trading baskets, and then we just started fouling. They started collecting calls because they were aggressive, but we just kept fouling, and them dudes had momentum, and they realized that they were in the bonus early, so they did what any team would do, attack, and be aggressive and finish, and they was getting their calls.
On y'all, he talked about the free throw disparity. He's like, he just couldn't ignore it. He's like, he's seeing the number of attempts that they had. And I know you talked about that you guys maybe don't get called. And so how do you balance that whole idea of playing physical, not fouling?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of weird. Like, I mean, with the physicality, I don't know. It just felt like we couldn't do like how we did it in Game 3. With the physicality of the game, and it made us let up a little bit on being aggressive to where it's the league. To where it's the legal physicality, and I think that's what got us because we started figure that out a little bit too late. Dudes was crashing. I think they had like 20 offensive boards, and they hit first, man. Them dudes they played hard. They wanted it more. That's just plain and simple.
Last thing I had was you talked about we've been here before.
Yeah.
How important is that going back home for game time?
Oh, it's very important. Played against the Lakers, last playoffs, and the same hype and the same energy that the crowd had, and everybody just making up stuff for how the series would go. It's like we ignore all of that, and we stay the course. It's the playoffs. Like, everybody's good. Like, that's how it's supposed to go. Like, play hard and may the best team win. We're not really overwhelming ourselves with that. Pat on their backs for playing hard, but this is the series and this is the playoffs. So we just gotta get back on our feet, and just handle our business at home.
With that third quarter discrepancy, is there anything that kind of stands out to you in this series as far as how that keeps happening?
Yeah, fouling and offensive rebounding, them second chance buckets, those are momentum shifters. When them dudes get a second chance after guarding 20 seconds in or 18 seconds in, and getting another chance, it could put a little deflation in your defense, and that happened a little bit too many times today. So, just stuff like that we got to pick back up on, and just be aware of the physicality and know we got to find the body.
Monty was talking about with a physical guy like Jonas, it's all about the team defense. What was he able to do tonight more effectively than the last game?
Yeah, it was weird how they were playing him. I think he wasn't out there as much as with me, matching the minutes, like how the series been going in the beginning of the time. So, yeah, it was just I was barely out there sometimes to where I could really feel what he's doing. Only in the crunch time where he was getting to the line or they were already in the bonus, he was finishing at the line. But I'd say he was all over the glass like how he was in Game 1. Just getting those tip outs. We just got to make sure we handle him and just take him out completely. That's about it.
DA, when a team plays as physically as they do, what's the challenge and not necessarily matching the physicality, but knowing the right level that you can take it to?
Yeah, no, that's a question mark that we had on today. The legal physicality of the game. I think we tried to figure that out a little too late, but I think we should just come out and just do like how we did Game 1 and Game 3, just go all out and just play Suns basketball, man. Not worried about the refs and, just play basketball. That's it, plain and simple. Play hard and, give up second efforts.
Devin is doing all he can.
Mm-hmm.
Can you even have that in your hand that he's going to play next game or not?
I just want my dude to be healthy and ready to go.
We trust him. We know he's handling business. We see him handling business every day. But I would just love for him to be, in great shape when he get out there, super healthy, and just get this thing back to our norm. But until then, it's the next man up. Nothing's changed. We're not second guessing anything or any lineups we put out there. We stick to how we play and we play together.
Thank you.